All right, let's just jump right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking the hidden errors that are literally ruining trips, costing people money, time, and major life opportunities every single day. Look, whether you're traveling for school, taking a work trip, going on a much-needed vacation, relocating entirely, or maybe just taking your very first international trip, the details matter. They absolutely matter. Every single day, thousands of people lose hard-earned cash, miss their flights, or completely blow visa opportunities because of simple, entirely avoidable mistakes. And honestly, that's the most painful part, right? Most people simply don't realize these mistakes until it's already too late. I mean, think about it. A cheap flight isn't exactly cheap if it completely destroys your travel plans just because you didn't have the right clearance. Some travelers unknowingly create problems that will haunt their future visa applications for years. The stakes here are incredibly high. It's not just about losing a few bucks, it's about losing your peace of mind and sometimes truly life-changing opportunities. Readiness is your absolute ultimate safeguard. So to audit our travel journey, we're going to cover 5 key phases today. First, the preparation pitfalls. Second, booking and transit blunders. Third, document and visa disasters. Fourth, packing and insurance oversights. And finally, number 5, the readiness mindset. Okay, phase 1, the preparation pitfalls. Basically, how not to sabotage your trip before it even begins. You know, so many travelers severely underestimate the preparation time. International travel absolutely rewards early preparation. It's just a fact. When you organize your documents, your finances, and your timelines early, you make sure your passport is actually valid, you snag those available embassy dates, and you get smooth processing. It's a breeze. But on the flip side, waiting too late is a total disaster. Passports expire, appointments fill up lightning fast, embassy dates just become completely unavailable, and your document processing gets bogged down. And just like that, those amazing life opportunities completely disappear, just because you started too late. Now, here's another massive trap in the prep phase: the danger of trusting random, unverified social media travel advice. We've all seen it. Social media makes advice super accessible, but man, not all of it is accurate. People follow outdated visa rules, they put their total trust in fake agents, and they end up submitting incorrect applications strictly because of bad info. Following the wrong advice online is a direct one-way ticket to a rejected visa application. So be really careful who you listen to. Moving on to phase 2, booking and transit blunders. Let's talk about navigating those flights and layovers. So when it comes to booking flights, we tend to make one of 2 extreme, totally emotionally driven mistakes. On one side, people assume, hey, the earlier the better, and they panic book way too early without ever monitoring the prices. Then on the other side, travelers wait far too long, cross their fingers, and end up paying double. The reality here is that flight prices are constantly changing based on demand, the season, route popularity, and those complex airline pricing systems. For a lot of international routes, the sweet spot is usually several weeks or maybe a few months before departure, not a full year ahead, and definitely not 3 days before you fly. Okay, so you finally find that perfect flight. Well, you're not done yet. You wouldn't believe how many people book cheap flights with these really long layovers and just completely ignore the transit visa requirements. They show up at the airport, bags packed, and suddenly discover, wait, I can't even board? Yeah, because not all countries allow transit without proper authorization. So you've got to follow these exact steps before hitting book. Step 1, check the transit country rules. Do they require transit visas or an airport transit permit? Step 2, check your layover duration, because a longer layover can totally change the rules. And step 3, confirm the immigration requirements. Remember, airlines are probably not going to refund you if you make this mistake yourself. All right, let's get into phase 3, document and visa disasters. This is all about the enormous cost of tiny errors. This is crucial. Just one missing letter or one single wrong digit in your passport number can delay or completely tank your visa application. Carelessness is incredibly expensive when it comes to international travel. You absolutely have to double-check things like different spellings, wrong passport numbers, incorrect birth dates, and any name mismatches between your passport and your flight ticket. I mean, some travelers submit documents with conflicting information, and that instantly creates suspicion. And let me tell you, once immigration authorities start doubting your documents, you're looking at severe delays or outright rejection. Never, ever rush these applications. Now, let this heavy-hitting reality check sink in for a second. Visa approval does not automatically guarantee entry into another country. A huge mistake people make is assuming that having that sticker in their passport means unrestricted access. It's just false. Every single visa comes with hidden conditions that travelers so often ignore. Some allow work, some absolutely don't. Some give you a limited stay period. Some strictly require proof of funds right at the point of entry or demand to see a return ticket. If you aren't reading the fine print carefully, you're setting yourself up for some severe, completely avoidable problems at immigration.
Which brings us to phase 4, packing and insurance oversights, or as I like to call them, pre-departure financial drains.
Look, overpacking and just ignoring baggage rules will drain your wallet incredibly fast. Failing to check a specific airline's policy leads to massive, totally unplanned fees for oversized luggage before you even step foot on the plane. And remember, different airlines have entirely different rules. You've got to account for carry-on limits, checked baggage weight, prohibited items, and those pesky extra baggage charges. Way too many people roll up to the check-in counter with an oversized bag and suddenly have to shell out huge fees they never budgeted for. And right alongside your luggage is the whole issue of travel insurance. So many travelers treat this as an optional expense, right up until something goes horribly wrong. We're talking lost baggage, sudden medical emergencies, flight cancellations, or unexpected delays. Whether it's a missing suitcase or a trip to the hospital, without protection, these small problems turn into expensive disasters overnight. Traveling unprotected is just a massive risk, plain and simple.
Finally, phase 5, the readiness mindset. It's time to focus on preparation, not just the destination.
So I want to challenge you with a question right now. Are you focusing on the destination or your readiness? Travel can open incredible doors to opportunity, education, business, growth, and just amazing life-changing experiences. But as we've walked through today, small mistakes create completely unnecessary setbacks. But hey, the good news is that most of these problems are entirely avoidable if you have the right info and properly prepare. That's why deeply understanding this process matters so much. You shouldn't just be running on the sheer excitement of a destination or some pressure you feel from social media. Smart travelers focus on real preparation. They focus on being ready. To make sure your next trip goes flawlessly, take the next step and access more resources from our source today over at travel.org. Or you can reach out via phone or WhatsApp at 070-5404-7448. Feel free to email hello@travel.org and definitely follow @Travelism on social media for ongoing guidance. If you found this explainer helpful, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, and comment down below. What is the biggest, most frustrating travel challenge you've ever faced? I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Is your current travel plan built on a solid foundation of readiness, or are you just showing up to the boarding gate and hoping for the best? Catch you next time.